Did you know that one of the biggest things in life is perspective? The perspective that you have on the world can be the differentiating factor between you being successful and not successful. And while success is somewhat of a subjective term, we can agree that people who get a lot of things done oftentimes can be deemed as successful. So how do we do this? We do this by having a positive perception and perspective on what we have, the resources that we have. Even if our resources are very minimal, we need to look at all the various ways that we can use them to benefit ourselves. Really, in all instances, even without resources, you need to look at opportunities that other people would not see as opportunities. So a really good example of me using this positive perspective comes from last week when I was mowing my neighbor's lawn. And so already with mowing my neighbor's lawn, it's like a mouthful, I get money from it. That's obviously really good on its own, but I was still thinking like, oh, well, mowing the lawn's honestly kind of boring, at least to me. And so I was like, how can I make use of this to better myself even further? So I was like, oh, well, I can listen to, useful things like podcasts or YouTube videos to further my learning while also making money. So instead of just doing a task and making money from it, I could also be bettering myself in other regards, such as knowledge, wisdom. But that's not it. Many people may stop there. Many people may think that that's the best that they can do. But then I was like, well, what else? And I have a weighted vest, 20 pounds, that I was like, well, why don't I just add that on to make it like a workout as well? So I did that. And then I was like, well, are there other benefits from this? I'm like, yeah, sure. Mentally, I have to be kind of like not caring what other people think because they're seeing me mowing the lawn with a weighted vest. They're like, what is this bro doing? But I'm getting mentally better by being like, who cares? It's actually a really good analogy with this positive mindset. And so basically you have two people in relatively the same circumstance and they both have $200 and they really don't have any other resources but that, but they have the $200. One of them is like, oh, $200, like what is that? I'm a failure. I don't really have anything that I can do with my life. Let me just use this $200 to buy a Netflix subscription and, some new Jordans. So this guy uses all of his money to just simply invest in things that are for his short-term pleasure and things that really aren't going to advance him in life. The other guy has the same $200, has the same living conditions, but instead he's like, oh, I can use this $200 to buy a lawnmower. I know we just talked about lawnmowers, so we'll just stay with that example, right? And you may be like, oh, lawnmowers aren't $200. It's for the analogy, all right? What if they had $500? Anyway, dude buys the lawnmower, and from there, he builds up a business, and he starts mowing all the neighborhood's lawns. Then he makes that $200 back, and then, after a few months, he makes thousands. Then he employs other people to do it for him, to make it build up the business even faster. Now, he is making tens of thousands in the year, and the other person is at $0. Their Netflix subscription is ended. Their shoes are all raggedy. Hope that this video helped. Stay blessed as always. Thank you for staying to the end. I'm out. Peace.